Hello.
You'll have to speak up. I'm wearing a headset
Yeah, Jordan's deaf in one ear.
temporarily. It's not. At least I hope it's temporary.
He was poking
Uh,
about and he made it worse.
well, no, it wasn't. It wasn't. It was just itchy, and then I poke it about, and then it now it hurts and
There's a
has
golden
done for a
kitty
few
cat
days.
on the front of this
So,
boat.
so all in all, I'm a bit out of commission at the moment, and well,
Yeah.
not fun.
No.
How are you, Ben? For the
Um.
record,
Yeah. Didn't bother asking before. A bit rude. Um. I'm.
fuck off.
I'm doing good on the whole, really. Um.
What's your hole got to do with it?
I had a bit of a rough afternoon work-wise, but it picked up, and I'm doing okay. This new sort of attitude to life is sort of helping me, and I've got therapy tomorrow. I may well be coming to the end of that, frankly. If
Oh, so
oh.
I got disconnected.
Yeah.
I had a little panic because I wasn't sure if it was me or the game,
I may well be
which is not good.
I may well be coming to the end of therapy. I realised there have been times when I thought, do I
Oh
really
yeah.
need this? And then something pops up, and I realise I do. But if my antidepressants kick in and my new approach to life and everything sort of pans out, maybe that I soon reach a point where I no longer need it.
When you'll have some more free time.
And money.
Yeah, and money,
Yeah,
which is always handy.
it is. Speaking of money,
Oh
um,
God.
you'll you will know, and long-time viewers, of which there are none, will also know my most recent YouTube video came out a while ago.
Oh yeah.
It's been doing very well.
Oh yeah.
It hit 10,000 views in the first week and 20,000 in the second.
Oh, very nice.
It's let me
And it's
because
made you exactly £12.50.
oh, on the contrary, um, it
Oh, £10.50. My bad.
it because YouTube shows you um sort of compared to where other videos were in this point in their life and their published history.
Yeah, you said.
So this is obviously first. It's 25,100 views. The next one up is the Amandel Plane Crash, which has 11,700 views. So
Wow.
yeah, and as a result of this, my current earnings, which will pay out in March, sit at £211.54.
Lovely stuff.
Yes,
Get ready to start declaring tax next year.
I don't know whether it'll come to that.
Well, I mean, oh no, because you only make it 2 videos a year, so
Yeah,
actually you'll probably be alright.
it's a
But
bump every now and then, but I do have a new Patreon supporter at my highest tier
oh,
for
the
like
full.
20 something odd quid, 23 quid a month, or 24 quid a month, or
You
something.
either need to bring that down or do the shit. Yeah.
Well, I've done the shit. They've sort of gotten what I'm going to look at what I promised again, and we'll reform it at some point.
Well, sooner rather than later, because if people are paying for something and they're not getting what you promise,
Uh,
there comes a point where you're just scamming them.
mm,
So, do the decent
you're
thing, get it
right.
sorted.
I do want to do the decent thing.
Uh, it's funny enough, actually. I've got a video related thing to talk about as well.
As one of your pornos,
No, I started streaming this week.
did you? From
I
where?
did
Your
on
ear?
Twitch,
Oh,
honestly.
what were you?
So yeah, I started streaming on Twitch.
Where was I?
Uh, what do you mean? Where were you?
I thought we were in this together.
Hey! You've got your stuff going on.
Mm,
I've got my stuff going on.
mm.
But what you probably haven't noticed, because I doubt you spend much time looking at our YouTube when you're not sorting the things out. Is the footage has actually been uploaded as well
All right.
to the YouTube. So there's a couple of extra videos this week.
Well, I did notice
You what?
one thing. I did notice one thing about a video.
Oh, is this? That's awkward.
Yes,
I wondered if it was you that had seen it.
that I found myself talking to myself again.
Did you?
Yeah,
Oh, that one. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Actually, I worked out what happened on that one.
did you?
I know exactly what happened on that one. For some God knows why reason, it disconnected my microphone from the microphone slot.
Mm-hmm.
So the volume was up, but it wasn't picking up a fucking. So yes, there will be a sound test today,
Good.
even though I've already checked for levels and everything putting through. But it's just a bit silly. It's just a bit annoying because it's not something I ever click on.
Mm.
I never click on that thing.
Mm.
I clicked on it precisely once when I set the microphone up, and then I've never touched it since,
Mm.
apart from to fix it. After I realised that's what happened, so I'm not happy.
Mm.
But you know,
Well,
OBS won't give a fuck, will they?
we also got a mean comment saying that we were boring.
I mean, to be fair,
Don't.
you don't really care.
I don't give a shit about Solo. That guy was just annoyed that we didn't like the movie he liked.
And in fairness, I'm not entirely sure he'd have seen the whole thing because my very early comment was it didn't need making, but it was all right actually.
Mm.
So you know, I think maybe
Um,
they have formed an opinion based on the fact that they don't like the tone of our voice.
I've been told I have a very relaxing voice.
Yeah, but the trouble is the fact that you literally don't give any shits about Star Wars now.
Yeah.
Like you didn't give any shits about the prequels or really
I
the
no,
original
I.
trilogy in the grand scheme of things, but you give so fewer shits now.
Well, yeah.
It's a shame because this next video is very much it could be the ending of our friendship.
Well, we'll see. I have some thoughts already.
You've not even seen it.
I know.
Well, you shouldn't really have thoughts until you've
Well,
seen it.
I've been thinking about it. It's like, well, we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Yeah, we will.
I haven't made a decision, but we'll get to it.
Have you worked out when we're doing it yet?
Um, I guess Saturday daytime is probably the better option.
Okay. Thank you.
That's all right.
I get so especially this week when I've had so little fucking sleep.
Yeah.
Earlier it's better because then I can actually get some. Like Tuesday night, I was in bed at like 8:30,
Gosh.
and I didn't get to sleep until later. But I was laid there trying to get to sleep for most of the night.
I dreamt about my colleagues' farts.
You weren't sniffing them, were you?
No.
Like intentionally sniffing them, just to be clear. Because
I,
obviously, if someone farts and they're in the same room as you, you will probably sniff that fart. But it's
I,
not
I had
a
a
conscious act.
I have a flatulent colleague,
Yeah.
and last night I dreamt that the whole team were in a building, and then I and somebody else who I can't remember who it was went to another floor, and I just heard two loud fart noises, and another one of my colleagues chastised him for it.
Oh.
And
Wow.
that colleague was very amused when I told them. Not the farting
It's
colleague,
interesting.
but yeah.
It's interesting that you have this dream story today, because just yesterday I apologised to someone for farting whilst we were in the kitchen together at work. I said I'm so sorry. Um, but I
You know,
accidentally slipped out.
I don't recall you farting a great deal.
No, well, I've my body's having a bit of a revolution. It seems
Is it?
this week.
Yes,
So
I'm having problems with my bottom as well.
well, I wouldn't go that far. I just I don't medication right can
Yeah.
sometimes have side effects, and I don't
Oh,
take an awful lot of painkillers in my life. I avoid them to like the bloody plague if I can.
I'm the only
But with
painkiller you need.
you know, pain in the ass and not in the fun way. Um. So anyway, because I've been taking painkillers, I'm assuming it's to do with that. And like I said, I don't normally take them.
Is it toilet
So
trouble?
no, I was just farting.
Because I was on some antidepressants when I lived in Ireland, and boy howdy, was drinking water and it was out of me within a couple of minutes. It was fascinating how quickly that flew through me. But it also taught me to respect the anus as a sphincter. Very
Yeah,
very
it's a lot of
resilient.
work.
Very resilient.
It can be, yeah.
Mm,
And
very
yet
resilient.
somehow can stretch to fit. What is it? Two raccoons?
I don't know. You'll have to run some tests. So
I've already done that.
here's to you, anus.
Yes. Um, shall we do some other here to use that are probably relevant this week?
Yeah, if you want.
We've had three noteworthy deaths in the last 24-ish hours.
Yes. Are they all
Uh,
connected?
well, other than the fact that they all died.
Okay. Well,
So hang on, no, it might be four because one of them was a double.
one of them was a trio.
Oh, I don't know then.
Well, Gene Hackman is the double you're referring to.
Yeah, I mean, as terrible as it sounds, I didn't really give a damn about his wife.
Cantankerous but brilliant. Gene Hackman
He's a
died.
very famous actor.
Yes, he was in his 90s. I like him in the Poseidon Adventure.
He was 95.
Yes, his wife was 63. Cashback,
Yeah.
as Alan Partridge would say. Yes, they were both found, weren't they? As well
Yeah.
as the dog.
Yes, which I'm assuming is the trio that you mean.
Yeah, like Ava Braun, Hitler, and what was the name of the dog?
I don't fucking know. Deefer.
I want to say Fido, but I don't think that's right. What
So
was
anyway,
the name of Hitler's dog?
Ava Braun.
Blondie.
Of course, it was fucking Blondie,
Yes.
and that's why the band are called that.
Oh my god.
I don't know that for a fact, but I know it's enough to say it in a consequence-free situation. So yeah, Gene Hackman's
The
dead.
heart of glass.
Who else? Who else has died?
Well, hang on. Gene Hackman. Gene Hackman and his wife were found together, and apparently there were pills. So one wonders whether that was some sort of suicide pact.
We'll find out when
Yeah.
when they finish the investigation. It only
Apparently,
got announced today, so it's a bit early for us.
well,
Only got announced today as at the point of
as
our
of time of
recording.
recording, yeah.
So it's a bit early for us to be speculating too much.
So let's do it wildly. Yeah. Apparently they had been dead for some time when they were found.
Well, I guess he won't be at the award ceremony then.
They even
Do
killed
you
the
think
dog.
do you think it's in time for him to be part of in memoriam?
I don't know. People get. I keep hearing things about people being missed off that, and I feel like I read somewhere that it's because of the timing of it or
Well, I
something.
mean, given the circumstances, you'd hope that maybe they'd make an exception here,
Probably.
but we'll have to see,
I mean,
won't
he's
we?
a pretty big star in his day.
Well, exactly, and an Oscar winner,
Yeah.
and multiple nominee without winning it.
Do you know what film he won the Oscar for?
Yeah, but I can't fucking remember. I read the article earlier, Ben, and just tell me.
I don't know.
Okay then.
Chris from Eggheads.
Pardon?
Chris from Eggheads died.
Yes, he did. That's another death.
That takes me back to our little New Dawn thing.
Yeah. The one time we tried to make a real dent in the world, and it was actually a really fucking stupid
Yes,
idea.
involving, and we try to recruit such brilliant minds as Chris from Eggheads and
Yeah.
some people
I'm not
we
cut
know,
out for secret society stuff.
and
I know that
somebody
much.
who was on Junior Apprentice. You ever think we're a bit weird?
What do you mean think?
Yeah.
So who else died then?
Was it the life of the party?
No.
Um,
It's actually someone who's arguably more relevant than Chris from Eggheads.
oh,
Because the fact that you have to say where he's from sort of nullifies that fame a little bit, doesn't it?
yes. I don't. I like Chris from Eggheads. He was the one. I used to watch Eggheads quite a lot when
No,
I
it
was young.
doesn't matter whether you like him or not. The
Well,
fact you have to say where he's
I
from.
know. I'm just giving him some fucking respect. I used to watch it quite a lot when I was younger, and he was the one who liked trains.
Yes, because of course he was.
And then there was one who was like really fucking good, and everybody was a bit scared of him because he was almost always guaranteed to end up in the final. And then was Judith off of Millionaire, and oh, what's her face, Daphne, and C.J. Moore, who pushed a drunk man into a canal and may have killed him in Amsterdam.
Well, who hasn't done that, especially
And
in the Manchester gay scene.
well, it was in Amsterdam.
Well, even more likely.
Whoop.
Off your tits on hookers and weed.
Allegedly. But yes, that's Chris from Eggheads. I will maybe not miss him, but um, thanks for the memories. Who else died? I don't know.
Michelle Trachtenberg.
Who's that?
She was, as among other roles, she was probably most famous for either being in Gossip Girl or for being Buffy's sister in
Oh,
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I did see, when you said the name, I did see an article about that, but I had no idea who she was.
Yes,
And I,
39 years old, and there was recent talk of there being a Buffy revival, wasn't there, as well? So yeah, sort of like when they were talking about S Club 7 coming back. What?
Help me.
That's what you're doing.
I'm trying to get on the thing.
Get a fucking ladder.
How do I use it?
Pick it up. Find whatever button it is to pick it up and fucking pick it up.
Oh,
And then put it down.
oh, I'm handy.
Pain in the ass. Do you know what handy means in German?
Phone.
It does.
I know
Have
that
we done
because
this before?
there's an episode of QI where
Oh,
Stephen Fry mentions the change in Germany since the war, and
hmm.
everybody's going, "Oh, mein handy." Oh. And they say, "Are you hosting the BAFTAs this year?" And he goes, "Hello and welcome to the BAFTAs."
Kevin.
Very sexy.
What, Stephen Fry?
No,
Or the German?
German. That's why I'm so glad you're learning it.
Yes, well, someone needs to enjoy it.
It's going to make the moment we eventually sleep together so much easier for me.
Well, the cyanide capsule afterwards will make it easier for me.
And then it's time for round two.
If you say so. So yes, a few celebrity deaths over the course of the last day or so.
Yep.
Obviously, as you said,
Chris from
some
Eggheads.
no. Gene Hackman was presumably a while gone.
Yeah.
So announced in the last few day or so from
Yeah.
our perspective at that time of recording.
Yeah.
So when you're watching this 5 years down the line and you're like, hang on a minute, they died 5 years ago.
You're an idiot.
Yeah, basically. And you would not have done well on Eggheads.
No. But Chris did. And now he is dead.
You got a different topic.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you probably haven't got that many this week.
Oh, well, yeah. I've got some.
It's some of four, and we've already done two of them.
No. Maybe.
We've already done three of them.
Guess what I did? That you always like me setting you up like this. Guess what I did yesterday evening?
Oh,
Go and have
did
fun
you
with
have
it.
a wank?
Right, lacking in creativity. No, I did not.
Well, you didn't let me finish.
Okay, go on.
Did you have two wanks?
My God, the man's a marvel. No. I played D&D for the second time.
Oh, actually, oh my god! Actually, that is crazy because where is it? Oh, did I not write it down? I was thinking I was going to ask you how your D&D's been going.
Well, I mean, the issue with D&D is like the issue with all group activities is getting the people together.
Yeah.
And I don't want to ruin the impression the viewer no doubt has of me of some sort of social butterfly, but my calendar's pretty fucking empty.
It really is.
So I'm good. So it's the other three players and the DM who are the problem here.
Do you know why I was going to ask about it? Because there was a specific thing that made me think I needed to ask about it,
Go on.
and it was because you were going to have to get back to me about when we were going to do the slightly altered time for a thing, and I thought, oh, maybe it's going to interfere with his D&D if we move it. Maybe that's what it is.
No,
Which would have been, and I'd have been, yeah, fine, fair enough.
No, we did it on Wednesday evening. It was our second
so
session.
that's what you were doing while I was streaming then, probably.
Possibly, yeah. Yeah. So when we last left our characters, we'd all been kidnapped.
Yep.
My character, Jellybean Wigglesworth,
Was jacking off.
is it? What is it with you? He's a little gnome man.
Well, a little kidnap goes a long way when it comes to roleplay.
He I've lost my train of thought now.
Because now you're thinking about how we joke it.
Well, no, no.
He's been joking it.
Yes, he got kidnapped, as did all the others, and we were playing for 2 hours, and we managed to get out the room, and we had a fight.
You managed to get out. Did you try the door? Just before you did the whole try and lockpicking thing? Did anyone actually try the door?
We no, we were all shackled to the wall, so that was the first thing we needed to sort.
Okay.
No, incidentally, nobody did try the door because we all assumed, well, it's probably locked, and it.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, right? If you're shackled to the wall, why would it need to be locked?
Yeah, fair point, but um, yes.
Typical D&D players' error is they don't check the door first.
So the shackles were magical, so we couldn't use magic until we got them off, and we did, and then
Get them off.
and
No,
then
you're gonna set me up like this.
and then so yeah, we got out of our bonds, and then and then we were attacked by a spooky ghost, a spectre,
Oh,
to use D and D.
oh okay.
Um, yes, and Jellybean ain't so great in a fight because he's only little, and most of his spells are support. Because I thought that would probably be best for his character.
What role is he again? What class?
He's a gnome druid,
Yeah. Mm.
so I figured I wouldn't need attacking spells because I could probably make friends with a bear and turn into that. Um, but anyway, there was an NPC, so to speak, in the cell with us.
Yep.
So while everybody else was fighting the monster, I healed the guy and tried to wake him up, and I'd succeeded. The DM was very happy because he was pretty sure we'd leave him to die.
Wow. Shows how little they think of your characters.
It was very funny because one of the other players cast like one of those. I think the spell was entangle,
Hmm.
and it's a spectre, so it didn't affect
Yeah.
it at all, and it just floated through the wall.
Isn't that an area of effect thing that would have impacted all of you guys?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Yeah. Okay.
they used it in the wrong place anyway, because the last area of effect was the square the spectre was in, right?
You want to center it on
And it stretched back. You know, well, I would have put that as like the first and brought it towards us a bit. You
it.
know,
It depends what kind of attacks it does.
would I have a spell called Spike Growth,
Yeah,
um,
I'm familiar.
which I've read is apparently like a must for Drew, or really really highly recommended, which works in a very similar way. It slows movement and things like that.
Does damage if they walk through it. That kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to
Yeah,
that.
I'm familiar.
And I got a nat
I'm familiar with
20.
it from Baldur's Gate.
I got a
That's your look for the. Oh, to be fair, I was going to say the month, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it'll impact your next game. So,
oh shit.
I've been disconnected
Yeah,
again.
I know. I'm sorting it. Um, yeah, it was an intuition roll for a fight,
Oh, my ear is hurting.
which I wasn't very good at, so like it was sort of wasted on me. But I feel like I contributed,
It was a bit.
and I got my stuff back. We all got our stuff back
Yeah,
because one of our other players decided to open a door during the middle
that's
of
handy.
this fight and went into a room full of
Mm.
chests and promptly got attacked by three other monsters. So we fought four things at the same
Were
time.
any of them mimics?
No, we were a couple of us were worried about mimics because I'm familiar enough with the games to know that they're a thing, and it was a chest, but it was these sort of they look like Mike Wazowski, they're like clockwork things. Um,
Huh?
yes, and it seems like my character's backstory is going to be a big part of this because the NPC before he passed out before the fight mentioned a plot and the war that my family was fighting with another family, another noble family.
Wow.
So I'm planning on asking him for a bit more information about that because it's the
Well, it's your
pieces.
family. You should know.
Well, the piece is tenuous, and it could be
As are all peace times.
the old king who forged the peace died. My father, Jellybean's father, and war could be on the horizon again. So who knows?
Mm,
You're in the way.
I don't. Fucking go around me.
Can't.
Why did you fall off the boat, you dipshit?
I didn't fall off the boat, you dipshit. These sides are difficult. I'm going to do it from the ground. So yes, it was very
You think
fun.
I'm standing on the ladder?
It was. You are standing on the ladder. That's why I couldn't get up.
I said, why do you think I'm standing on the ladder?
All right.
Because the sides are difficult. It's easier.
Yeah, I did really enjoy it, and we're going to do it again on Monday
Oh well.
because it was like 2 months from our first one.
Monday used to be the night that we'd play.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just you and the
Before.
lads.
No, the
Yeah.
lads weren't doing D&D. They haven't got the low self-esteem for D&D.
Actually, speaking of friends outside of each other, I have some bad news for you.
Oh, you finally found another one.
Well, I'm afraid well, I might be playing a game with some people at work again, and I don't want you
Okay.
to get upset. You're still my best boy.
I don't want to join.
I don't want you to. You're still my.
Oh, good.
I just don't want you to get jealous.
I ain't gonna get jealous. I got
Okay,
better things to do.
all right, if you're sure.
When is it?
I don't know.
Pardon?
We haven't narrowed it down yet. It's just sort of
Oh, okay. Well,
um
let me know. Let me know when it is, because then I'll arrange for getting a lady instead.
okay. You are jealous, aren't you? You find comfort in
No,
the
not
arms
at all.
comfort in the arms of a lover.
It won't be the arms I'll be in.
Comfort in the butthole of a lover.
Well, it's not. It probably won't be a butthole either.
Comfort in the ear of a lover.
Don't mention ears right now. It's a very sensitive subject in more ways than one. Like I'm thinking I need to maybe get some painkillers in between
I think you need to.
videos because it's hurting.
I think you need to go to the doctor.
I think I need to give it another couple of days before I commit to a doctor.
It's up to you, but I've stated my case.
You only found out about this like half hour ago.
Yep, and I made my case.
Yeah, well, I know my body. It feels better today than it did yesterday. So I just need to give it a bit more time, and I'm sure it will be fine.
They did mention Project Zomboid as a
Oh,
potential game to
great.
play,
Well, you won't. So
and I said I
it's
couldn't
fine.
possibly do that because Jordan would get angry.
I absolutely would get angry. I'm already a little pissed about the way Sea of Thieves went
Why are you pissed about that?
because ages I'd suggested that,
Oh yeah.
and then what someone from work suggests it once, and you're like, oh yeah, we should play this game.
I don't sound like I'm not a rent boy.
Is that what you think rent boys sound like?
What do you think they sound like?
Normal people, Ben.
I'm sorry to our rent boy viewership.
Yeah, Keith.
I apologise.
So anyway, I you know, you know,
What?
just just don't zomboid, or you'll be in for a world of getting
I know
abused out of it.
I did, and you would hate this. I did jokingly suggest that I could do the whole. Oh, someone from work suggested this game called Project Zomboid, and I thought
Yeah,
that would be funny until it wasn't.
it'd be funny right up until I hung up, drove to your home, and beat you to a pulp with whatever game controller I would be playing Zomboid with.
7 Days to Die was something else I mentioned,
Yes, I'm familiar with that one. I have got that as well,
and
but I don't think it's as good.
I think I was sort of open about not really being that wild about
Games.
and Sea of Thieves in particular because we sort of played that and we got bored because we just did the same thing over and over again.
Because you didn't want to do the missions.
Oh, for fuck's sake, man!
If you wanted to play the game properly, we'd have played the game properly, but you didn't, and that's why you got bored.
So we might play this game where you hunt Bigfoot.
Okay,
Which
because you love your hunting game.
yeah, that was what I said. I play this hunting game I really like, but it won't be your thing because it's mostly just walking around in the woods. And they mentioned there is a game where you hunt Bigfoot and it's kind of scary. It's like okay, maybe we should do that. So I think we probably will.
Sure, you'll have a wonderful time.
And again, I don't want any bad feeling. You know, you've got your lads. Okay,
Ben,
I'm
Ben.
what?
I know you're doing this because either you're feeling insecure about the situation or you're trying to wind me up. But
I'm
please don't. I'm not in the mood for it.
I'm not trying to wind anybody up.
Okay, well then there's no need for you to be feeling insecure about the fact that you might actually hang out with someone other than me for once.
Okay. Okay. I just wanted to let you know.
Okay.
Okay. Whoa. Whoa.
He's a lot of work, isn't he?
He is.
Jesus Christ, you're awful at this as well. The amount of bits you miss.
See how he treats me. You missed bits too. I was cleaning your bits.
You were not cleaning my bits.
Well, somebody fucking has to.
Pain, pain, pain. Why am I doing that when I could just... Oh, shit.
There's another bit you missed.
I had a cleat.
Yeah.
Oh, that. One. Think the ones at this end.
Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down
Oh,
Santa Claus
God.
Lane.
The rudder. That'd be you. You did that. As I did it, you messed it up. What the fuck is a fair though? Oh, fair lead. What's that thing? Okay. I won't pick another topic because you know. Actually, I will pick one very quickly. It's been confirmed that John Lithgow will be playing Dumbledore.
Yes, he said it's the role that will define him, which I think is probably true. He's fully aware that this is a massive franchise with lots of fans, and he will be in the sort of pop cultural history books for it. This will be the big thing.
It will,
Um,
which is funny, really, when you consider.
yeah, he's had a lot of big things. He was in Dex, probably the best. Well, I say probably, easily the best villain in Dexter. He was
Second best villain in Dexter.
well, it's up for debate, but he's widely considered to be certainly one of the top two.
Well, who would you say is the other possible?
Well, the Ice Truck Killer.
No, Dexter.
Dexter's not a villain.
He, of course, is a villain. He goes around killing people, whether they deserve it or not is beside the point. He's a killer.
Yes, he played the the Trinity Killer.
Trinity Killer
in Dexter. We'll do the Monster Truck as well. Why not? He was in Third Rock from the Sun, which was a big sitcom. He's been in The Crown. Kitty Cat. Yeah, he's had a lot of big roles, and this is like the big golden cap to his career. Really, isn't it?
He'll die before it's finished.
Well, I can't imagine that. Well, I mean, the sensible thing to do is get footage now, unless you want to repeat of poor old Richard Harris.
Well, anything could happen.
You know, Ian McKellen was sort of considered to play Dumbledore after Richard Harris died, but refused because Richard Harris had said he was overrated or something, and he thought it would be awkward.
Well, if anything, it'd be a nice little in the face.
Yeah.
For him.
And Peter O'Toole was approached. He was like Richard Harris's best friend and drinking buddy.
Wow.
But there were fears that because he was pretty old too, he would die. But he lived until like 2013, I think.
So he lived long enough then.
Yeah. Yeah. When Peter O'Toole stopped drinking, he moved on to weed.
Well, when you're that old, you do what you want. What are you going to do? Lock you up? I mean, at the moment, they don't even lock up MPs that have been actually charged with assault.
Do they not?
No, did you not hear about this?
Well, I heard he'd been found guilty, and I assumed he'd be going to prison.
He was found guilty. He was sentenced to 10 weeks in a prison, but it's a suspended sentence.
Was
2 years. So he's not actually going to go to prison.
He just doesn't have to. If he's a naughty boy, if he commits any more crimes, he'll be in trouble.
So, I mean, obviously he's no longer a Labour MP,
He's a
and there is
Conservative
a
MP.
there is a petition to recall him, as is the way
Yeah.
of these things. But there's no guarantee he'll actually face any sort of comeuppance for it. So
Well,
there were calls for him to resign because it was transpired that he was going to still get paid for being an MP even while he was in prison. But obviously, now that he's not going to prison, he probably won't resign.
that's amusing.
So, yeah. I was very disappointed when I saw it was a suspended sentence.
You
Had
think?
an opportunity to really demonstrate that no one's above the law.
Oh well, they should have. They should have. Nixon should have gone to prison. That would have solved a lot of
So,
trouble.
so should Trump.
Hmm. Well, if
But,
Nixon had gone to prison, maybe the Trump situation would be different.
yeah,
Just
maybe.
with the president of it. Yeah. So, do you think John Lithgow will make a good Dumbledore?
I mean, he's got the potential to. We'll have to see how it pans out. But I'm
Uh,
not going to commit either way at this point.
uh, that's reasonable. Very Lib Dem
I
of you.
never saw. I didn't see him as Churchill, so I don't know how he's British. The article that I read suggested that he's not bad.
I liked him as Churchill, but it was one of those performances where he made the character his own rather than did a Winston Churchill performance.
Yeah, I get you.
You know. Mm. Yes, I do like
This
John
is,
Lithgow.
this has reminded me, of course, of another topic.
Yes.
Um, well, I'll demonstrate the train of thought that got me there.
Yes.
Ian McNeice played um, Churchill
Yes, he did in
in,
Docky Who. Oh yes.
Doctor Who,
Is this
and they have announced when the season is starting. It's been officially announced. There was speculation about it before. It's been officially announced.
April 13th,
12th.
12th. Was there a villain announced for it as well? I'm sure.
I don't know. I didn't watch the whole video. I got bored.
I didn't see the video, but I heard news reports. Hang on, let me.
Well, the thing I was watching was the Who culture thing on YouTube where they were
Uh,
talking about it rather than it being anything BBC had done.
Doctor Who.
So yes, actually, I need to quickly look at my whiteboard. Quick, memento por favor.
Yeah. I'm stuck looking at Hitler's dog. Come on, you can do it.
I'll just be a minute, Ben.
Okay. He's gone to drain his ear. You should get it checked. It's probably an infection. God knows what he's put in his hands before he's touching his ear. It's covered in all sorts. Probably pregnant.
Get out.
Maybe he's got ear syphilis or something. I don't
Ouch,
know.
ouch.
He needs some sort of ointment.
Ouch.
Maybe it's a spot. I've had that before. You get a spot in your ear. It bloody hurts, I can tell you. And the ear is very sensitive, so he has my sympathy. There's Jordan. But, if I was him.
Oh, yeah. I fucking. You never guess what I did.
Okay.
Got my leg on my bed.
Oh
Like,
no.
on the corner of my bed.
Take your mind off your ear.
I know, because now they're both hurt.
Oh god. I was just saying what a brave boy I think you are.
I know, I heard.
I would be I would be well, you know what I would be.
Yeah.
uh
You'll be like, oh, Jordan, let me watch you play something because it's so soothing while I fall asleep.
no, I'd probably just cry.
Yeah, well, I've not got to that stage yet. But
I've
I mean, it's been close. So some of the times when I couldn't get to sleep, because like I've said already, I've had about 13 hours by my reckoning since Monday.
I almost cried at work today.
Yeah, have a bad afternoon every now and
There
again.
was but it wasn't even my mistake. It was an issue where it was potentially incredibly awkward. But it was other people's mistakes, and I can't go into too much detail, obviously.
Yeah.
and it is all fine, and I did deal with it as I should, and other people dealt with it too, and I was reassured that it was fine. But when the issue popped up, and I realised what had happened, I feel like for a solid 30 seconds I just went fuck, 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 over and over
Yeah,
and
I've had a
over
few of
again.
them.
Huh?
I've had a few of them.
You've had a few. Oh, I see what you almost led me into saying there. I almost
A
said.
few of those. A few of those incidents where it's like,
Yeah.
fuck, fuck, fuck,
I
fuck,
just
fuck,
went
fuck, fuck.
fuck, 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 shit,
This
shit,
needs
shit.
fixing. How the fuck do we fix it? Blah blah blah
Yeah,
blah 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 blah. Yeah, I've been
yeah,
there.
yeah. It was a horrible moment, but everything's fine. Everything's fine. Somebody I worked with said I was fab.
Do they know you?
Yeah. Well,
Not
not.
well.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. And I have to buy 7 pig hearts.
Okay.
One of the programs I work with wants to dissect some pig hearts because anatomically there's quite a lot of similarities between pig and human anatomy. You know.
Especially if you're a cop.
Yeah.
I smell bacon.
Yeah. You got any donuts, piggy?
Anywho,
Yeah.
we shouldn't do that.
No,
So
we might get shot.
uh, well, not over here, but
Well, no, we're white.
actually, I saw a video earlier this week about real life people called James Bond who
I
have been
did
pulled over by the
too.
police. Okay,
That was horrifying.
it really was because it's all laughing and jokey and all this sort of thing. And it's like, yeah, I went to prison for like 2 months
The
for
judge
that.
said he was not obstructing justice, but something like that.
In a jokingly manner, saying his name in a jokingly manner.
Yes, he
It's like,
was.
what? It's his fucking name.
He was a black man who essentially went to prison for giving his name.
Yeah, for correctly, accurately giving his name. If he'd made his name up, then absolutely I can sort of understand why there'd be some sort of repercussion. I don't necessarily think a prison sentence would be justified for it,
Also,
but you know,
also if he actually went the name's Bond, James Bond, I can sort of see the point in that.
yeah, because that suggests that actually you're being a dick,
Yeah,
right?
but he wasn't.
But like, how hard? I don't understand how anyone could justifiably. I mean, I was racism. That's how, but
Yeah,
it's just like a ridiculous
yeah,
one.
you've answered your own question there. It was horrifying. And there was that
Why?
other guy who was like dragged and thrown on the floor, and the cop was like, "Cool name, man," and left after he confirmed it. That's
Yeah, the
America
white
for
guy.
you. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
How hard could it just get them to show you your fucking license? Job done. Yeah.
Yeah,
They do this whole license and registration thing. Just look at the fucking license.
yeah, yeah. That's one dirty kitty. Look at his little tongue.
Let's talk about American politics for a minute.
Oh, who say, can you see by the dawn's early light? Go on.
They apparently they're going to go and have a look at Fort Knox
Yes,
to see if the gold's there.
that's such a. That's. I did hear about this, and I thought that's so dumb. Because when people think of Fort Knox, they think of Goldfinger, whether you've seen the
Yeah,
film or not, where
yeah,
it's cages and cages of bullion stacked on top of each other. Apparently, it's not like that at all.
yeah. Hmm.
Um, it's very very different.
The assumption is that maybe there isn't gold there. Is I think the idea of why they're going to check to make sure the gold is there.
I guess
But I mean, just let's. I don't understand global economies completely,
nobody
right?
does.
But it's my understanding, as limited as it is,
Yeah.
that gold is one of those things that basically helps determine the value of a currency.
Yeah. Well, it was the
It's sort of
gold.
like the backing, isn't it?
Well, it was the gold standard, wasn't it, in the US before they. It was something like we. I don't understand it at all. I think the global economy was measured on the strength of the American dollar, which was from the gold standard. And it was a whole debate about whether they should be on it. I again, I have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about.
My understanding is that, generally speaking, the reason the dollar's worth so much is because they've got so much gold.
Yeah,
effectively. That's why it's got so much buying power, is because it's backed by gold,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
So suppose for a minute they go to Fort Knox,
Yeah.
this place where supposedly the gold is,
Yeah.
and then there's no fucking gold,
Yeah.
right? What's that going to do to the value of a dollar?
Woo.
It's going to tank it like fuck. And if you're tanking it like fuck, what's that going to do to every economy on the fucking planet?
Woo.
Yeah, it's a massive opportunity. Obviously, there's not going to be an issue, right? Whatever is meant to be at Fort Knox is going to be at Fort Knox. It's not even going to be irradiated, whatever it is.
No, that was
You know?
Goldfinger's plan.
Well, exactly.
You know, in the book,
Because
in the book, his plan was to steal all the gold in Fort Knox. But
what was
a lot of readers and critics sort of wrote letters saying mathematically it just didn't add up with the time he was given and the amount of gold that's stated to be there, and
yeah,
whatever. So in the film, they incorporated that into the plot, and Goldfinger delivers a speech to his mafia investors saying that he's going to steal it, and then there's a scene where he and Bond are sitting down and having a chat, and Bond's like, "I've done the maths. This does not add up." You're using the exact same justification of the critics, and that's why he was going to irradiate the gold, which is a great plan because it means his own value skyrockets. And they did it. There's two other films where they did basically the same thing in A View to a Kill and um, The World Is Not Enough, where it's about somebody destroying or devaluing the competitor to increase the value of their own product. But yes, go on, Fort Knox.
Yeah, so like if they go, obviously it's going to be fine.
Yeah.
It's not going to be an issue. But
Yeah.
in the off chance that there is an issue,
Yeah.
it's going to completely disrupt the US economy even more.
Yeah.
Right? It's not worth the risk. And if you do feel the need to go, don't advertise that you're going. Just make it a thing that you do. Don't make a big deal about why you're going and what you're going for.
Mm.
You know, apparently there's these Doge savings that they've been having. Have you heard about any of this shit? Well, how much have you heard?
Very little.
Apparently, very briefly, Ebola prevention funding was cut, and then they
Right.
realised what they'd cut, and then they uncut it.
Okay. That's
But like, how fucking stupid have you got to? It's not. One, it's not very efficient to cut everything and then have to uncut stuff.
yeah.
I don't want to tell the efficiency people how to do it.
The two
but
efficiency.
It's not
Two
very
people
overly
in charge,
efficient.
Yeah.
It's not a very efficient way of doing things.
Yeah.
And two, apparently they're not actually saving any money because a lot of the stuff that they're cutting is stuff they've already paid for.
It doesn't matter, Jordan. It's not. This isn't about necessarily saving money. This is we're gonna slash woke. We're gonna own the libs.
Okay, but what you need to remember, and he needs to remember this as well, and I hadn't considered it until recently, as in a video I was watching on TikTok about 20 minutes before we started recording.
Yeah. That is recent.
Tesla.
Yeah.
Right. What is their product?
Cars.
No, a bit more specific.
Electric cars.
Okay, so who realistically is most likely to buy an electric car?
Libs.
A liberal, a lefty, a woke person.
I would
who wants to
argue
save the planet.
that the people most likely. I don't know whether the statistics back this up, but I would argue Elon Musk's fanboys probably make up the bulk of Tesla buyers. I think liberals
Okay,
are certainly a good chunk of it. I don't know whether the stats back that up, but that's my gut feeling.
What I would say is the people who are buying Tesla for the product
Mm.
are likely to be left leaning
You may, yeah.
and conscious of the environmental benefits of driving an electric car.
Yeah.
Whereas the people that are buying it because it is him
Yeah.
are more likely to just be fans of him. So there is two demographics, two key demographics there.
Mm.
But by being everything that he is,
He's
alienating one of those.
He's alienated one of his main markets. Yeah.
I would say probably the bigger of the markets. Apparently, sales of Tesla are down like 60% in Germany.
Yeah, Jesus. I can't remember who it was, and it will come to me. But an actress who sent her Tesla back recently. I can't remember who that was.
This
Google
video I
time.
was watching.
Yeah.
They reckon that because of the way that the stock exchange works, or stock market, or whatever,
Yeah.
Tesla is ridiculously overpriced at the moment. It's falling.
Yeah.
But if it was priced in the same way that generally speaking, other car companies are priced, rather than the $200 per share it's currently at, it would be about $14 per share,
Hmm.
which means that it's due quite a big drop at some point. And the way that he conducts his finances is basically he offers stock as collateral, and if that stock's not worth anything, he has to offer up more collateral,
Yeah.
right? So this is really an opportunity to fuck him over. You might have to. The argument they're saying is that maybe you'll have to sell something like Twitter, SpaceX, or whatever,
Yeah.
right? If he was going to sell anything, I think it'd probably be SpaceX of the two,
Hmm.
because Twitter's too valuable media.
Political weapon. Yeah.
You know, regardless of whether it's actually making him money or not.
Yeah.
The power that comes with having access. It's why Rupert Murdoch was such a big deal,
Yeah.
right? It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
So
I'd like
you know,
to own a newspaper.
you can buy one down the shop.
Wah, wah, wah.
This is hard work cleaning this one, isn't
It
it?
is.
Why did we do it?
I don't know. I feel like it was Celine Dion who did it. Maybe a Canadian. I don't know. I don't know. But I saw somebody return their Tesla. Somebody famous. It was picked up.
I saw a thing earlier talking about just how, considering all the things in his favour, just how uncool Elon Musk actually.
I know, right?
Because this is a man who cameoed as himself in an Iron Man movie,
Yeah.
was name dropped in Star Trek,
Yeah.
is one of the richest people on the planet,
Yeah.
owns a rocket company,
Yeah. I know.
a literal space travel company that works. Just this is
Yeah.
isn't
I
as
mean,
much as we like to shit all over his what he stands for. For the rockets work and they are effective and they are, in generally speaking, a bit more environmentally friendly than every other fucking rocket we've ever sent up there.
I mean, in fairness,
So
that's not him. That's his engineers. But yeah, no, you're right.
it's the face of it. It's a.
Yeah.
So how is it even before the politics? How is it that he's so fucking unlikable as a person?
I saw a Reddit post that basically said, I hope history, history's going to talk about Elon Musk as a political operator and a figure of our age. The the person hoped that it wouldn't. They said that the thing that will be forgotten is how uncool he is. It will fall
Hmm.
by the wayside because of the more important stuff. It will forget the fact he paid people to to like do a video game for him and level him
Yeah,
up, and he had no idea what to do when he live streamed it.
and the fake accounts on
The fake
Twitter,
accounts, yeah, and
the champion of free speech. You can't take criticism.
yeah, the wannabe,
Quote unquote champion. I
the
shouldn't.
the
I
wanna
shouldn't.
the wannabe meme lord. He apparently got a penis enlargement, a botched penis implant. I think. What I
Is
heard.
that why his stomach looks like that?
I don't know.
Like, I'm not one to body shame. I'm a fat fucker, right? But
You're a hefty boy.
I'm a chunky fella,
You're a
a
husky
chunky
chap.
monkey.
Yeah. But
Although, actually, I tell you what.
yeah.
On Friday, I noticed that I have one tit noticeably larger than the other. Now, that's not abnormal, right? Because everyone's got a bigger side than the other side, right? But it's basically one of them's got a bit of an underboob, and the other one hasn't at all.
Right.
So I'm getting chunky again.
It's not a tumor.
Well, I shouldn't hope so.
Right.
I should hope not. I just need to get back on the weight loss. That's what
Yeah.
it is. But it's
Yeah.
I've had a lot going on.
Mm.
I remember hating before, and I don't know why I agreed to let you talk me.
What?
I remember hating doing the monster truck before.
We
I
should.
don't know why I let you talk me into it.
We'd have had to do it at some point.
Well, not necessarily.
Are you,
Yes, necessarily.
are you getting bored of this game?
No, just it's a tedious clean.
Yeah.
more so than most of the others.
Yeah, I thought in my head, I saw it and I thought, oh, it's just a truck. This will be
Yeah,
easy.
no.
This is like a video in and of itself.
My ear hurts.
Do, 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 do,
I
do,
was
do.
considering
Yeah.
not doing Formula One today because of how long that'll take to go through. But I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it might be Baku, which means we could be done in about 20 minutes.
I thought we finished Baku.
No?
I thought what was the one we did last time? Monza.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh my god, I remembered.
I need to check what one's next. No, it's Singapore.
Yeah. You know what I've been listening to recently?
Must have done Baku ages ago.
Probably, I think
Go on,
it's.
what did you listen to?
Are you familiar with the film The Day After Tomorrow?
Yes, I am.
It's the one
Dennis
about
Quaid and
yeah,
his son.
and Jake Gyllenhaal. It's the one where climate change is a billion times worse than it'll ever be,
Yeah,
and also immediate.
yeah.
And they have a chase scene against the cold. Um,
And there's wolves
yeah,
and the helicopter
I
and the
saw
man
that.
freezes.
I saw that in the cinema. I was little.
Did you really?
Yeah. Um, I've been listening to the theme tune from that.
Okay.
The great bit of music. I found an extended version, which is half an hour long, and I stick it on at work while I'm doing my jobs.
Mm. I've still been listening to my F1 podcast whilst I've been at home, but I'll have to see how I listen to it tomorrow because I don't really want to put earphones in if I can help it.
You listen to it out loud.
Well, I could do, but it would feel weird.
No. Oh. Yes. Oh, kitty cat.
We're getting there.
Yeah, 91%. And I could see some obvious areas to do.
Yeah, there's quite a few over here this side.
Yeah, on the bum, the cat bum.
So the Pope might be dying
Oh yeah, that.
still, just to be clear.
Did we
Obviously
mention that last time?
I feel like we did.
I don't think we
Yeah.
did.
I feel like it was either only just a news story or we mentioned it.
Yeah. Yes. I did. I did mean to add this to the list. I did see this early in the week. He's in critical care, I think, or something.
Yeah, but he's doing better than he was as well. So
I mean, he's 88. I think we're getting a new pope.
if it happens before the Oscars, Conclave wins.
I don't think so, but there'll be a lot of the real life conclave on American news stations.
Yeah.
It's like when people refer to the Costa Concordia as a real life Titanic.
Yeah, because of course, it wasn't like the Titanic really happened.
Yeah.
I mean, it's complicated because like the love interest story on Titanic probably didn't happen. There's probably not a similar
No.
situation going on there.
No.
But the sinking of the ship did.
Yeah.
Kind of why they made the film.
Yeah. It's a great film.
It's been a while since I've seen it.
One of the best films ever made, I think. Genuinely.
Well,
Fun for the whole family.
especially people who like seeing not Keira Knightley, Kate Winslet with her kit off.
Yeah.
I think what I dislike about this one is that the colour that the stuff flashes up when you make it flash up,
Mm.
is basically the same colour as the
It's not,
body.
not particularly noticeable, is it?
No.
Oh, bring it round now.
Yeah, we'll probably get a new pope soon. And obviously, we've had quite a few popes in our life compared to the average.
Yeah, who's your money on for the next Pope?
I honestly couldn't name any of the people in contention. Is Ralph Fiennes an option?
I don't know. I think David Tennant will come back and save the Catholic Church. That's what I
I
think.
hope not.
And then he'll regenerate again into,
Ewan McGregor,
yeah,
just like in Angels and Demons,
yeah,
whatever it's called.
yeah. Fuck it, let a lady have a go.
It's a Catholic church.
All right, let a gay
They'll
have a go,
crucify her before they let her have a go.
and let one of the gay people have a go. One of the closeted ones, and then they can come out partway through.
As long as it's not someone who's been done for, that
Right,
thing that the Catholic Church is famously
or
bad at.
or covering it up.
Yeah,
So that leaves,
about 4 people. No,
and they're all gay. So no more popes. Do you know there's a really active grinder scene in the Vatican?
I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
We
God bless them.
Me and Vlad talked about how if you made the Vatican into a Formula One track, you'd have to do more than 90 laps
Right.
because of the minimum length of a Formula One race. The normal minimum length of a Formula One race and the distance that the outside of the Vatican has. So if you do the perimeter, it's 3.2 kilometres, and you're meant to do 305 kilometres minimum.
Right.
Now, there are some exceptions to that rule, such as Monaco, where they don't, they do 260 kilometres. So I should think that's what they'd do there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just a fun little fact.
Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome. I actually got some F1 news,
Oh,
but I'll save it for when I'm driving
great.
and you're watching your Pokemon game.
Watching my Pokemon game.
Look, I'm too doped up to care.
Good.
And it's Singapore, the race, that we'll be doing, and that's another street circuit, and I'm notoriously bad at them. If I crash into a wall, I'm calling it a day.
Well, that'll be a short video then, won't it?
It absolutely will. Because there's a couple of corners I'm really bad at in Singapore.
Mm.
And it'll probably be like 24 laps. So I reckon I'll get through 5 of them. But at least we'll both have good sound.
Hopefully.
Not fucking better. Living.
Hello,
I'll be
darkness, my old
absolutely
friend.
living.
I've come to talk with you again.
I need to take my headphones off for a sec.
Sleeping in the it was the sound of silence. Lots of things down here that make it a bit fiddly.
Yeah, it's quite difficult, isn't it, Dan?
Yeah.
But at least we're at 97%.
Joy. Joy, 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 joy. Got that joy, 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 joy gone in my heart. We got some Pokemon news today. If you don't know, today's Pokemon Day.
How is it really?
It's the anniversary of the day the original Red and Blue and Green, I think, were released in Japan.
Well, we reckon there's another 50 to 100 years of life in the franchise, don't there?
Nice. God, there'll be Pokemon games I will never play because I'll be dead. That's sad.
I mean, you might be dead before the next one comes out. So
Don't say that. That's the only
Not
thing keeping me
possible.
going. So yeah, they released some news. We're getting a new series of Pokemon Concierge, which I really liked. We talked about that at the time. I think it's very cute. I could quite
Yes, I completely remember that.
short and cute, like Ronnie Corbett. I could quite happily have watched 100 of those. So yeah, there was lots of Pokemon Go updates, but I didn't really care about those. They did a there's a new game coming out called I think it's called Pokemon Challenge, which is purely battling, which I think I'll probably end up getting.
Oh yeah.
And we got some news on Pokemon Z2A, I think it's called, um,
Okay.
which is a new Legends Arceus game. Um, I didn't really like the graphics. I've been going through this for the last few years now, ever since I sort of grew up a bit. I see the trailer and I'm like, it doesn't really look that good. And then I buy it and I get into it, and Legends Arceus was amazing, but that was really different. And I wonder whether I'm going to feel as warmly. I doubt it towards this new one. Um, but yeah, we know what the starters are. It's
Yeah.
Chikorita, Totodile,
Yeah.
and Tepig. And let
Well,
me.
I know which one I'd be picking.
Which one?
Tepig.
Piggy.
Well, I like me fired.
Oh yeah, you do like your fire types.
Yeah. They're the
Uh,
ones that I feel like I would most enjoy actually having.
because they're warm and cuddly.
Exactly. Imagine curling up with a warm, maybe not a Charmander.
A Vulpix or something.
Yeah, exactly. You know.
Yeah,
Although I'm quite fond of Eevee.
yeah. Everybody's fond of Eevee because it's got lots of potential and it's cute.
And not Vaporeon, just to be clear.
God, that's a turnout for the books, isn't it? Yeah, it was a pretty easy choice for me because I I I I know they're going to change the because that's what they did in Legends Arceus. They changed the secondary type or gave them secondary types. So Typhlosion went from being just fire to fire, ghost, etc. So they'll do that here. But I've never really been one for Chikorita, and
Chikorita, you and I know.
I don't really like Tepig. I used that the first time I played through Black, and I don't really like any of the stars in Gen 5. And I love Totodile and Feraligatr and Croconaw, actually. It's one of the few starter evolution lines where I like all three.
Oh.
Um, so I will be starting with Chikorita. No, with Totodile.
I need you to look at the shop.
Okay, how do I find
There is. I can't remember what it is, but there's a. You'll need to make sure you're on the right one in terms of the right model.
Power
But
Washes?
no, no, no. Extensions maybe, or it's the wave at the end. The spray works because what we want is the
Equipment.
one that spirals, one that oscillates.
Prime Vista Turbo Nozzle.
Mm,
A spinning 0 degree nozzle.
is that is this is the Prime Vista 3000 that we're on?
Okay. Do you want me to get the Prime Vista 3000 Turbo Nozzle?
Yes.
Or is that now equipped?
What it does, if you look, is it spins around a little bit.
Does it?
Yeah.
Alright.
Just hold it steady, and it should be moving a little bit. You might need to actually equip it yourself.
Alright.
It's the blue one.
So, oh yeah, I think I do. How do I get that? Oh no, I know. It's this, and then. Okay, we do have it equipped.
Oh, I've got it equipped. I don't know about you.
Oh yeah, there we go. It's spinning.
And now it's going to be a lot easier to get inside some of these
Spin me right
crappy bits.
round, baby, right round like a record, baby. Do you remember Meat Spin?
Funnily enough, I mentioned it to my partner recently,
Better.
and she didn't have any fucking clue what it was.
So you showed her.
No, it's got to be cocker instead. And let me tell you, that was a big mistake whilst we were driving.
Is that what happened to your ear?
No. Isn't it so much better?
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose.
Did you catch any of the live EastEnders?
Oh yeah, that was another thing I wanted to make. Yes, there was a character death. We got Angie back. Did we mention that last time? I think we did.
I don't.
Yeah, we did
Maybe.
because we had the debate over whether she would have been asked if she wasn't in Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, we got Angie back,
As
and
a sort of ghosty flashback thing,
uh, uh,
rather than
as a Force ghost, yeah.
yeah.
You must go to the Dagobah system, Sharon.
You must change the keg from
Yes,
from tab four.
you must bring another barrel up. Um, yes, we had a death. Well, we had a couple of deaths.
Some
Uh,
emergency service worker bloke
the villain Reese, he died.
got killed by a bathtub, didn't he?
What?
Killed by a bathtub.
I honestly don't know.
From what I gather, a bathtub fell on him.
Right, nice and
Right
clean.
after that was close. Come on,
Oh shit.
because of course they'd go for comedy, wouldn't they?
Um, yes, but Martin Fowler died, and Martin Fowler. Don't know whether you know this. That's sort of important because he was I think the first baby born in EastEnders. I'm pretty sure the
Huh?
first episode, or one of the early episodes. I think it's the first one. Pauline's in the Doctors, and I think maybe in the first episode, or as I say, one of the early ones, she finds out she's pregnant with Martin.
Oh wow.
So he's very much a legacy character. And legacy characters are interesting because that's they're. I like the oops because if it flips over, everybody sees it. Um, yeah, legacy characters. What do you think a legacy character is?
Well, one would assume a character has basically been there a long while.
Yeah, it's a character who has been in it. Is either a character who has been in it from the start, or is it directly related to a character who's been in it from the start. It's that connection with the original run. Um, and well, as time goes on, you have fewer and fewer of those to play with.
Yeah, because
Um,
people die.
yeah, so you gotta make sure you use them right. Um, was killing Martin off the right decision? I don't know.
Only time will tell.
Yeah, I remember when they killed off Ronnie and Roxy Mitchell. That was a. I do want to make a video about that because that was baffling.
Well, you know.
But yeah, there's a lot of interesting things to go into when it comes to killing off characters in a soap. Lots of
There's
different
a scene that I
ranges.
did see.
Yeah.
My partner sent me a clip of it on TikTok, where someone's knickers came off.
Is this when she appeared to be sniffing them?
Yeah, and she commented on one of the videos actually, and
Yeah.
pointed out that actually she was just bringing it into frame
Yeah.
because it wasn't in frame. But it does look a bit sus. I mean, I can tell that she's bringing it into frame, right? I
Yeah.
can. It's obvious when you see that explanation. But if you hadn't heard that explanation, yes, it would look very much like she was sniffing someone.
Mm.
And each to their own, but not on telly.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean I mean it's not like it can't be beat, but I think that's a impressive clean given where we started off. I mean How's Adam is always going to be a
Yeah,
pretty iconic blunder. Ulysses the cat.
that's what happens in a live action, though, isn't it? Sorry, a live recording.
Yeah.
You can make mistakes. As evidence, I just called it a live action.
Yeah. Well, we'll leave the Ferris wheel for last time.
Oh god, yeah, that's a tough one because that's moving as well.
Well, oh god. Well, that's
Yeah,
something to look forward to.
yeah.
So
Bye, everyone.
thanks for joining us if you did. Bye.
If you didn't, bye.
Bye.